Welcome everybody. This is Path of the Motherfucking Exiles. Episode 71. Holy shit. So this is a new day. A new day and a new doggy. So I'm going to be honest with y'all. I do not remember any of these videos at all. I don't remember any of them. So I took a day off yesterday from drinking alcohol. I was like, you know what? I'll take a day off. I took one day off, and now I'm back to drinking alcohol. So, hello users. Wow. But yeah, so far I've uploaded the first 3 videos of this series. I'm gonna turn this music down a little. And the reception has been mostly positive. And so I'd like to say thank you. Even though, again, this is episode 71 and I've only seen the comments on 61, 2, and 3 as of this moment. But I would again like to say thank you to people that support me. Means a lot. The music at this current juncture is Neckkai Desert. Neckkai Neckkai Desert. The opening level from The Misadventures of Tronbon, which is one of the most expensive PS1 games. Just in general, I think it's like in the top 10 or something. Especially if you don't filter by all regions and you just filter by NTSCU. I think it is maybe the most expensive North American game, which I do have. It's a good game. I'd like to play it more, but the thing about Mega Man Legends and Tronbon as well is that they're really funny fucking games. Like, they're really fucking funny. So, I mean, I don't know. I want to do more video game related videos that aren't strictly about the video game. I want to do a lot more entertainment, generic entertainment, via the medium of video gaming. Like, kind of like, maybe like some sort of machinima adjacent thing. I would love to do a series on that. I've had one prepped for a while. I've got a lot of ideas for a potential thing like that. I just, you know, haven't done it yet. So, I'd rather just drink fucking alcohol and play Path of Exile. Yeah, so going through the Lunaris temple here. I gotta kill Piety, and then I can get to the key to the castle, and hopefully I can beat Act 3 pretty soon. This is the first video I'm recording this evening, but I did have an entire glass of wine, and I had 2 sips of my vodka mix that I'm drinking now currently. So I got a little bit of primer. I primed up a little bit, but not incredibly. I'm still capable of speaking English, and that's something that I think definitely needs to be understood. If I'm capable of speaking English, then that means I'm not drunk enough. just as a general sentiment. If I can get through it like 3 sentences in a row without major mistakes, then chances are things are not going as they should be. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Again, I do not remember any of the videos, like, in any capacity. Both nights, I really don't. I do know that I went to the grocery store while drunk the other day, and that was pretty fun. I do remember that only mostly because, I had a conversation about it with my brother the next day, but, you know, everything went well. It's really funny because that's when I bought this wine that I've got. Where is this? I've got this wine here. Some really fucking cheap garbage from Food Lion, which is my local grocer. So I bought alcohol while extremely plastered, and I managed to stealth good enough in order to not get sussed out. Which honestly, I just want to say, like, I do think I'm really good at being publicly intoxicated. I'm pretty sure that that's one of the things that I excel at, I would reckon. But maybe I'm, you know, maybe like the employee just didn't care. Also, my game is lagging, which is a shame. Come on, man. I didn't get to a waypoint yet. Don't do that to me. See, this is what I hate about Path of Exile. It does this stupid shit. Where it just literally turns off. Like, why did you do that? An unexpected disconnection occurred? No. That's not true. That's literally not true. My portal scroll didn't go through. That's literally fake news. So now I have to go through that entire fucking situation. Again, for no reason. I got my bullshit up, by the way. Divination cards. Essences. Fossils. Or fragments, rather. No, these are divination cards. These are fossils. Unique items. Maps. They spell out death come in Maya abbreviations, which, I mean, that's kind of one of the things, like like a life motto is I definitely like to come, so works out pretty well. Yeah. Anyway. So yeah, I mean, drinking like, you know, 3 nights within 4 days, it's certainly something. I've gone through these bouts before, but it's certainly something. I took yesterday off just because I wanted to have some family time and I wanted to do other stuff. Like, it's not necessarily that I took a day off, like, because I felt unsafe doing what I was doing. It's more so I just wanted to do other stuff. Did I kill this guy yet? I think so, but I'm just in the fight anyway. But yeah, I mean, again, I don't know what I'm talking about yet. I'm getting progressively drunker as time goes on. So, I think what I'm going to do is take a sip every time I enter a loading screen. I say as I take a sip while not on a loading screen, but I think that's a good, like, method of, I mean, we'll just see. I mean, I'm not drinking anything super heavy. It's maybe, like, slightly less than a shot of vodka in this whole thing. I'm trying to, like, make sure I don't get too drunk too fast, because it's only 7. As of this recording, it's only 7, and I want to record until midnight, so, you know, I'm trying to go slow. I'm trying to go in. I miss going in here. I still have to say I do not understand how that works at all. So, oops. Again, I just want to, maybe I'll talk about this, maybe this will be the topic for this video, is the PlayStation 1. There's a lot of new people that are watching my content. I have had an influx, a tremendous influx, believe me, over the last few months, especially over the last month. And I just want to say again, blanket thank you everybody. But I don't talk a lot about my interests outside of politics in the video. Like, I try to, like, maintain a separation. I want the video game videos that I do make to be centered around the games for people that like games, and I want the political videos that I make to be centered around the politics. But then there's these weird series where it's like, if anyone really wanted to watch Path of Exile, they could just watch the first 2 leagues that I did, and that was just about the game. I figure, you know, this is like a very basic kind of time fill, screen fill kind of game, you know, like it's just on the screen, and I'm talking. So I'm like, you know what? My Halo and Chill video series is going pretty well. I could do that for Path of Exile. And I like drinking when I play Path of Exile. It's a good bet. But yeah, throughout these videos, I guess more so, like, this is kind of like a gradual introduction, in a way. And if you're just finding my channel, like, midway through the series, start at episode 61. That's when I began the Harvest League. Think of it as, like, Season 3 of the show. Season 1 was Metamorph. Season 2 was Delirium. every 3 or 4 months, I think it's 4 months, every few months, the game does an update, essentially, and I like to replay it. So, that's what I do. But, you know, throughout this, I was like, you know what, I've already done this shit twice. I did Metamorph League while listening to all the dialogue, so that was interesting. And then I did Delirium League, kind of like listening to the music and like getting into it and like kind of like just like talking about the game and how I feel about it and stuff. And this one I was like, you know what? Do I really want to do that same shit again? Probably not. So, here I am, being drunk and talking about life and everything in general. But yeah, you can kind of, I guess, view this as kind of like a soft introductory series. And again, for those of you that do know me, I mean, you might pick something up. It might just be fun. I don't know. I've been told that when someone watches me at 1.25x speed that I kind of sound normal when I'm drunk. I'm not quite there yet, but use that as a tip maybe. The only problem with that is it fucks up the music. But I mean, I'm not going to be playing this game without any tunes on, or any sound on. So I mean, I would prefer you watch at 1.0, just because, again, I don't know, the music I'm listening to is a lot of music that's kind of like shit that I like a lot. I love PS1 music. Again, I've mentioned this before. But, hold up. I'm gonna write down a note. Alright, I've successfully made a note. Thank you for dealing with me. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is like the music I'm listening to here, I'm trying to take like a greatest hits kind of approach. A bunch of games that I really like, a bunch of tunes that I really like from them, and that's kind of what this is about. This is a little bit of a greatest hits approach. Like any game that I say that I'm listening to a song from, I endorse. I knocked my wine bottle over. Let me move that. One thing I would like to say is that I used to do a series called Sunday Runday. Where every Sunday I would speedrun a lot of video games in a live stream. And I'm really thinking about bringing that back. The reason why I stopped streaming as a whole is because of my internet connection being pure garbage. Well, it's not pure garbage. It's like garbage laced with like a minor bit of functionality. And so streaming isn't like really, and plus streaming is just such a time sink. I waste a lot of time for little gain. But there's a whole new audience that watches my content now. I would say even a majority of my current active audience and user base that is not familiar with me as a live streamer. And I find that fascinating. That's one of the things about being on YouTube for 10 years, is I've gone through a lot of phases and I've gone through a lot of periods where I have completely different audiences. And it's so interesting how different groups of people behave and what they react to and the things that they like and don't like and that kind of stuff. And it's like, it's one thing that it's like, there are people out there that don't know that I used to be a Twitch streamer for like 5 years, and that I was banned from Twitch, and then I had a contract with a website called Stream Me that was created illegally. Like, and that I was like their #1 streamer for at least a year and a half. Like, that's like such cool lore that I don't know, I should make a more historical focused. I mean, maybe this is it. Maybe this is the vehicle for it. I don't know. But yeah, I've had all kinds of super interesting, like, internet journeys over the course of the time I've been online. And it's just weird that a lot of people don't know that about me. In a roundabout way, I'm starting my show from the ground up. My new show, Above It All, which is my main focus. I've started that from the ground up. Like, one of my main interests was politics over the last, like, 2 years. But it's like, I was a video game streamer. And then I decided, you know what? I'm just going to completely transition from being a video game streamer to being a political show YouTuber. And that's just like, it's a completely different, like, an entirely different, like, everything, like, literally every component of what I do online is completely different than what it used to be. And again, I find that fascinating because, again, there's so many people that are following me now that literally have no idea that I used to be like this fucking weird Twitch personality. And I'm not really even proud of that. Like, in a lot of ways, I would even go as far as to say, in most ways, I'm not even proud of anything I did up until this year. Above It All for me has been a huge confidence booster. Makes me feel better about myself. Like I'm emitting a good aura that has a positive influence on the world. And that's something that I find profound. This alcohol's starting to hit me, if you may not be able to tell. But, I don't know, like, again, I've got this deep, rich history that only, like, maybe 10 people on the planet are even remotely familiar with. And I just find that so weird, like, it's just weird. Again, it's weird. It's definitely weird. I like it, though. I like having a lot of new friends. It's awesome. My channel's been a lot, like, there was, like, a few weeks in mid-June where my channel was, like, getting so many comments that I couldn't reply to everything. And I couldn't even read everything. And that was, like, wow. But, I mean, it was mostly MAGA boomers spamming my shit. And they got bored, which they always do. I've been swatted before. I've had fucking, police called on me to abuse me and my family before. Like, I know the threshold that right-wingers go through. They don't have the attention span to spam my shit indefinitely. But, like, I've been able to reply to every comment again, and that's been feeling really good, because there's a lot of people I picked up in that period of time that I couldn't necessarily interact with. And one of my biggest things is interaction. I never want to be a YouTuber that doesn't interact. I am a huge advocate of talking to the audience. There's a lot of YouTubers that literally just don't talk to their audience. And, like, I'm talking, like, left-wing news channel shit. That just they never reply to comments. They barely reply to Twitter replies. Like, it's just, like, I don't know. I feel like that's just, like, what's the fucking point of making fucking shit online if you're not going to reap the benefits? If you're not going to talk to people all day, every day, what's the fucking point? Why even bother making YouTube videos if you're not going to be interactive? You know what I mean? That's just something I like it. I like having this be, like, kind of like a personal journey that people are just here along for the ride. And, like, we can talk at any time, and then we don't talk, I don't know. Did I ever do the golden page bullshit? I honestly don't remember. Yo, where the fuck is this goddamn tower? Fucking Tower of Draga? Where the hell is that thing? This is probably it. I'll use my skill points when I level up again. I don't know. Using 3 at once just seems fun. But yeah, I mean, again, there's a lot of people that are watching my content that don't like video games. And again, that's fascinating to me because, like, I've spent 9 of the 10 years that I've been on YouTube making exclusively video game related content. And so that's why that's strange to me. It's so baffling to me. And I'm still getting used to it. 7 months in to the complete paradigm shift. 7 months in and I'm still... Like, there's people that watch every single Above It All video, or, you know, as many as I can, and they've never touched a PlayStation 1 game. I mean, I don't get it, right? Like, I couldn't fathom never touching a PS1 game, but it happens. There's people out there that are like that, and so it's just, you know, it's weird. But it's certainly interesting, and that's the thing, is like, I wouldn't do this if I didn't like it. Like, this is just, I love doing this. I love just uploading what I think. I'm a huge free speech person, you know, like, just say what you want. Now, obviously, if you're gonna say what you want, I'd prefer if you were correct about things so weren't spewing forth conspiracy theories. But I mean, that's the whole thing. That's why I'm so into public discourse. Is because when I started on YouTube, I was like a generic, apolitical white person. And it's via streaming and YouTube and stuff that I even learned about, like, oh, the reason why my life is so garbage is because Barack Obama was a neoliberal Democrat. You know, like, that's like, I didn't know. Like, as a teenager going through all these awful events, losing health insurance, losing my house, and then ultimately up until losing my mother a year ago, or 2 years ago now, which is, that's crazy to think about, but, and it's just like, once I kind of put all those puzzle pieces together, it's like, oh, I always felt embarrassed, like, oh, I'm poor. Like, I made friends online via video games and stuff that were, like, rich, or not rich, but, like, middle class. And it's like, I always felt embarrassed to talk about my life because it's like, oh, I'm poor. These people are going to make fun of me if I talk about how my electricity went off for 3 days because we couldn't pay the bill, and that's why I was not playing Halo with them. You know, and that's like just something that's like, wow, the fact that I had to spend like 10 years of my life being aware of all the bullshit that's happening to me, but being afraid to talk about it, it's like, that's my thing. That's my biggest thing. Is I never, like, if anyone ever watches anything that I ever make, I want them to know the core message is that it's okay to be poor. Not only is it okay, but it's normal. Most people are poor. And that's something that I hope the message gets across. I really do. Anyway, I got 3 skill points here. Let's use them. Alright, I used them. There you go. I'm loving this music. Tron Bonne is such a great game. Again, the Mega Man Legends series, for those of you that, again, you don't know anything about PS1 games, or Mega Man, have you ever heard of I don't know. Like, that's the thing, is like, I don't know. Mega Man is a famous video game franchise that during the PlayStation era in the 1990s had spin-offs called Mega Man Legends, which were their attempt at 3D games, because that's what the PS1, it was a 32-bit console capable of 3D graphics, rather than like side-scrollers. And Mega Man Legends were kind of like, it was kind of like an anime, but in a video game. Like, they were fully voice acted, really goofy kind of stuff, like very anime style humor. If you like any sort of anime, you'll like Mega Man Legends. And then there was a spin-off to the spin-off. So Mega Man Legends was a spin-off to the Mega Man series. And then you have The Misadventures of Tron-Bon, which was a spin-off from one of the characters in Mega Man Legends. The main enemy are the Bon family. B-O-N-N-E. And so then because they were so funny, and like they were very comical characters, and they were really fleshed out, and they had a lot of dialogue, and they're just fucking funny. They were like, you know what, let's make a whole game spin-off. And the reason why The Misadventures of Tron-Bon is so expensive, it's like $300. But the reason is because no one knew, when that game came out, no one knew it was a Mega Man game. They just didn't know. You know, like, people that were familiar with the spin-off Mega Man Legends, where it's like, okay, but that was a spin-off of a spin-off, and they didn't market it well in North America, and as a result, it's like $300 for a copy. And again, it's a really good game. And one of my things is, like, by the end of 2020, I really want people that are in my channel, in my experience, in my ethos, in my, you know, whatever, I want them to experience these games that I love so much with an open mind and just watch them. Like, I would love, if you are watching this video, I mean, that's already like a stepping stone, but I would love to share things like Mega Man, just the whole fucking, every Mega Man game. I would love to share that all with people. Anyway, this video is just about over. In the next video, we'll kill Dominus, which is the boss for Act 3, and then we'll go on to Act 4. But, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And, again, I'll see you later. I know I'm getting drunker as time goes on. Don't worry, don't worry. It's a little bit of an interim video, but thank you for watching this. And I'll see you again soon.